It's over here. There we go. Might be in the way.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
There's stuff working.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
I might need to close something. 'Cause I don't think my stream is agreeing to this. I'm gonna have to close VTube Studio, I think. Sad. I think it's just because of where I am. Here. When I get to the house, I'll turn it back on. I think that might be the issue. Question mark? that'll work. It might have just been because of how high my stuff is, for some reason. So I'll put it to high, and hope that that makes it run smoother. It so far seems it might be. We'll try this again. There we go. Okay.
The truth is,
I think it's
even after I
just the
inherited
outside.
the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
That house is a safety hazard.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the
A
way I'd
safety
been dreaming
hazard.
about it.
Can I look at other stuff? Hold up. I played this game once before, but I don't remember everything from it. I might play Bendy again too, actually. That sounds kind of fun.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
It's a weird fucking house. It's an interesting house, but it's a weird
as a
fucking
17-year-old,
house.
I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Fuck.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Yeah, except I can't get into the house. So... Let me calibrate this again. There we go. Can I come in? Oh god. Dog door.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
On, off, on, off, on, off.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Bruh, how has this place not been robbed yet?
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Yeah, this game. The sad game. The notorious sad
Or
game.
only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Chinese food's good though.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Edie. It is a good game.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
No one can keep Edie down. Not even her chair can. Anyways.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile, too many teeth.
I'm sorry, this house is a safety hazard.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It's a nice house, though. For a safety hazard.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
I'm distracted now. I forgot how beautiful the game was.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
This poor family's basically cursed, though.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Good on her? I'm old, I want a chair like that.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
We love Edie.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Hold up. My camera is not right, and it's bugging the shit out of me. There we go, that's a little bit better. The only downside is it's Angel's camera, so it's bright as hell. Because it has the little ring light thing. Sorry, I was responding to someone.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
That's actually decent.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Everything for a good reason. Everyone in your family is
maybe it
dead.
sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh, it's this one. I forgot this was the first one.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This is gonna get sad really quickly. Let's go. If only this camera would stop being a pain in my ass. What is it that's working on it? Is it this? I don't remember what I had it set up to, but it's being a little bit of a bitch. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be yet. So, oofs. I just fucking awake. Alright. Oh well. We'll just deal with it. 'Cause I don't know what to do. I think what it's doing is reflecting the light on my glasses. So it's making me wink. I need to find my old camera, I think. Hold up. I'm gonna pause this for a bit and get my camera, if I can find it, and see if I can fix it, because I don't want to be constantly winking because of the light flashing on my fucking glasses. It's a little annoying. So give me a little bit. There we kind of go. The only downside of this camera is it's a little broken. Yeah, it's broken. Look. They're going great so far. Trying to get cameras to work. The best thing. I want to turn off the light on this one. It blinds me. Nice camera settings, actually. Can I turn off the flashlight? I get blinded by this shit every single time. What the fuck is going on? I figured it out. It's cause I clicked something, so it decided that that meant I had to have a seizure. Yep. Okay, let's get this shit show on the road.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
You named the fish Christopher?
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
That kind of sound like Pyro. I'm there. I hunger.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Probably because they're trying to eat said bird. Where'd it go? Come here!
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't
I
chew
forgot how
one bit.
fucked up this game was.
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
I forgot how fucked up this game was.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry.
Yeah,
I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I don't belong here. We. I don't think this was supposed to happen.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
It would go down.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Yeah, if only they were easy to catch. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? How did I miss it? It was right there. Come here! I thought you. Okay.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Kid, you're like 5. Oh, it's fucking reverse controls. Look, this is the mouse apparently.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster and I smelled people everywhere.
I don't know. Technically, it's a dead kid.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Early in the morning, belly with a rusty razor, belly with a rusty razor, belly with a rusty razor, early in the morning. Drunken sailor, drunken sailor, early in the morning. Nom nom. What song is playing right now?
passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer.
I will send you to Jesus.
And we both know I will be delicious.
God damn it, Val. How old was she? 10.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
Where's the cat? Where's the cat?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
You
Though,
know,
when we
don't
adopted a stray kitten,
blame their mom.
she was the one who named it Molly.
For
I
not
spent a lot of
wanting to
time in
tell
Great-Grandma Edie's
stories
room.
on how all the people died.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Ingeborg.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Here's Wonderwall.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Oh, Molly was Edie's kid. Shit, that's even sadder.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Bro, they do not have good luck. Anything else in here I can look at?
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
It's pink. And you know what's worse about it all? Carpet floor. Why? There's something in here I need. Like, pink bathroom and all, but the fucking carpet. Who has carpet floors in? Why? Oh, there's something I need in there, isn't it? Shit. Hi, pink bathroom. Do you have something I need? Actually, oh, there it is. That's so cheesy.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Exactly.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished.
I don't like this.
He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Melton? You just messaged. Oh. Dinner's ready at 4? What? Oh no.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
I don't want to do this one.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin
I don't know if I'm
always
swinging
wanted to
properly.
fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's
Oh wait, the
ready.
kid's there?
Coming!
But that day,
I didn't
He
realize
finally
dude was
made up his
right
mind
there
to
at
do
the
it.
start.
I told him going around was
I just
impossible.
thought it was Calvin. I didn't realize his brother was there.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up.
Isn't that this is actually a
maybe
big fear
he'd
of
still
mine
be
when I
here.
was a kid?
But I doubt it.
Is this exact scenario?
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
It's so fucked.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
He was 11. I think the youngest one is the baby. Which is Greg. It's fucking Gregory! Why Gregory?
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Does Sam have anything in his house? I'm over there. 'Cause I don't think I
Mom
can
said
get
Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh. I I don't think we go back there. Do we go out the door? Where go? I forgot. Oh, it's over here. It squeaked. I'm not gonna lie, their like secret entries and shit are actually really fucking creative. Like, really fucking creative.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh, it's the weird one.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Dude, that is
As
fucked.
a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about
you,
to
Rick.
demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention
Here are
comeback
some great
was
names.
canceled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Rick.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was
Not gonna lie,
silent.
this is one of the more cooler death sequences. This sounds awfully familiar.
And imagine the worst.
You picked up his... Okay, I'm done hitting things.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who in impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
You deserve that.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
You kind of
I'm
deserve
not
that.
scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she
You kind of
gave her
deserve that.
something to remember him by.
His
Barb.
fucking,
Have you seen my other crutch?
his fucking
And she was
crutch.
still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and
Of
notify the
course, it's
police
a
of
hook
any
for a
suspicious
hand.
activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
No.
And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Am I gonna hit him again? He deserves it.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Let's go die. Captain Hook. Yeah, basically.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Hit them with the cane.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
That's still a little creepy.
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
Nosferatu.
Was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
Got it.
And little Walter? I hiding under his bed the whole time.
I mean, I would too if I was a kid.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
That was such a shitty line.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
8 more. Anyways. Go back in here. I just open the fucking door.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
You see, that one's better.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Anyways, to the basement we go. God, you walk so slow, lady. Blinded myself. Hello, basement that I totally wasn't eating up everything I saw with a crutch.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Herb.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Oh, I know who's next.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Yep.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Hey, Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Jesus fuck.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Open the fucking peaches.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
That's concerning. Nom nom.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Nom nom.
It's been a week now.
My peaches.
The longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Sorry, trying to fix calibration stuff. It's being a little stupid. That's why I don't really use the YouTuber much. Come on, man. How the fuck do I open this?
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
That it did.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
You weren't ready for it.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week.
It didn't even have
I'd be happy
that.
with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
You didn't even get a day.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Oh, time for the lag fest. Downside is if I go outside, I've realized it's the nature that just starts lagging the shit out of everything.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Hermit?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left.
I'm gonna be lagging.
Maybe 2.
And I know it. I'm already watching Streamlabs
I
lag.
thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
There it is.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Because of how much this stuff actually has.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Not being depressing.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Where's the old one? How is that still there? Guess we don't question it.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
That's not a good thing.
What kind of family finishes building
That
a
isn't
cemetery
a
before
good
starting
thing.
a house?
Like, none of that is a good thing. One sec. Messaging people out the side because I'm taking a small break. Yeah. This game is depressing. It's totally all sunshine and rainbows. I know
It's embarrassing for me to admit this,
one that actually
but the pet
I
cemetery
didn't know
may be
about.
more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
I forgot about the pet cemetery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Jesus fuck. 14, 15, 16, 17. Jesus fuck. 18. 19. Shadow, no! Shadow, no! 20, 21, 22. 23.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My
My
mom was always
child.
trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
How old was it? Shit, I'm gonna have to check that out.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
I see it now.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
You know, this fucking hurts too. Shit.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Well, we're not gonna go over there yet. We're gonna go see how young Shadow was. That's it. Why do you walk down things so slow? Get better legs. Frog. Frog, no! 1978 to 1985? Or 88? I think. That's what I'm assuming. Angel's home. Oh, that's terrible. Okay.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam Finch, Gus Finch, Gregory.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
God. It's the fact that this house has a cemetery in the first
I get why she
fucking
tried
place.
so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Also, I'm clipping the shadow thing later.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Why did you come back? Why are you here?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
And there it is. Oh, there's a ladder. Oops.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
It's
I'm
this
gonna
one.
take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Make it behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you... Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad! Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Out of all the stories, that's the one that fucks me over.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh no, this is the baby now. How the fuck do I open you? Hey, Gregory.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power, but all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Something to grab.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
They do not have luck. Rock wall.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
You know what? Fair?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Holy Bible.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Yeah. worst thing is
Louis
most of
was
them are
born
just
a year
kids. Like, there's barely any actual adults. Most of them are actual
When my
kids.
dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Oof. Also, Edie built all this shit? Goddamn, old lady can build.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
I'm sorry. Why'd they draw the cartoon? Oh, I'm beautiful in here. Go back down.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
There's the door.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Wrong way.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Drugs.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Drugs.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Grab the fish.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
We're making him gay.
Beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for... Sinister serpents. He followed the sound of his electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Not gonna lie, this is so
And then it struck
complicated.
him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Honey, I'm home.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Dude,
I still thought I could
you're not
save
grabbing
him.
stuff. Yeah, a little bit.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Where's the dog? That's the only one that matters. Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Oh, hey, Molly. Where's the dog?
What the dog doing?
The dog's not here. Give me the dog.
His prince waited, holding his crown.
Hi, honey. I can't wait to lose my head.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know.
Oh, okay, Hammer.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
So much fucking depressing ass memories. Your house killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucking people.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Well,
Maybe
8 whose one's missing, but 9 people.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Right.
Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a
And
word.
I think Edie's dead too.
Until supper, when she raised her glass
11.
and said,
"To our final night together, and
the mom's
all
dead
our
too.
final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not
The grown-ups have
Edith,
to argue
you're excused.
now. Oh shit, I gotta walk.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Knock knock. I'm here to read.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you.
My cookies!
There's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Sorry, I dropped my cookies. I still got 2 notifications. Or some. Bro, the house killed everyone, let's be honest.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Well, yeah.
Now, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Oh,
When
Grandma,
the
welcome.
fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things.
Dear.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Mom's a bitch.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Yep. 10 for 10.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Momo! Oh. Bruh.
We
I
both
used
tried
to
to
do
make
this
the best
all
of
the
it.
fucking time.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh,
the rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
11 out of 10. 11. It's 11.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
The fact that this is all
I'm
to an
still
unborn
not sure what
child,
to tell you about all this.
It's kind of fucked.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh god, childbirth.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories
don't want to
myself.
watch birth happen from the inside. But you know,
but I guess
we don't all get what we want.
Things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
12. The house has 12 kills. The only kill they don't have is from the other house. Literally the only kill they don't have is the dude who sunk. House always wins. work to do. So, probably not gonna keep streaming. I'll try to stream Orlando Soccer later. If it happens tonight, I will try. But I'm depressed now. So yippee. But I got model works to work on, so I'm gonna be working on that for the rest until RP. I don't think there's any other cutscenes after this, so I might just end. Unless y'all want to watch the cutscene, like the credit sequence. I hurt my tooth. Weed. Anyways. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. Either I will be back later today or I'll be back tomorrow. I will, if Dragon Spire is happening tomorrow, I will be streaming it. What? Okay, I got an achievement I apparently didn't have. Bye-bye.